Hi guys, we're going to be looking at reverse bay parking and parallel parking and working out what's best, one or the other, and the advantage and the disadvantages of each manoeuvre. So if you want to see a step-by-step on reverse bay parking, then I'll put a link at the top and in the description, and also when we do the parallel parking, that same sort of thing, I'll put a link at the top and in the description, step-by-step of both manoeuvres. So I'm going to complete the reverse bay parking first, but I'm not going to show you all the angles, but I want to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages. So it tends to happen at the beginning of the driving test. 9 times out of 10, that's when it's going to happen, because what's going to happen is you'll come out of the test centre with the examiner, and if you've got a car parked there, you've probably reversed already into a parking space waiting for the examiner, and it'll do the eyesight test for you before you get in the car. It'll do the tell me question, and then while you're in the car you might even get it right at the beginning, and that's the advantage. It can happen right at the beginning of the test. That's one of the advantages. The other advantage is you can choose the bay you want to reverse into afterwards, because all they'll say to you is get yourself out of the bay and reverse into an empty space within the lines. So you could choose the same spot, or you could go further up. So I'll go further up. I'll choose one next to this black car here. So I'm just going to get myself in a position and pop it in reverse. So yeah, you can choose what you feel you're happy with, and just take your time with it. There's no rush. And let's say the advantage is, because it's in the car park at a test centre, it's probably going to be a little bit quiet, and it happens right at the beginning of the test. So that's a big advantage straight away. The only people you're going to get in that test centre are instructors and learner drivers. Occasionally you might get a delivery driver, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to be an instructor, or it's also going to be a learner driver there. So I'll just get myself further back, and that's the advantage. Now the disadvantage is, if you mess up completely and you know I'm into the middle of 2 bays here, and in the end they've said to drive off, you know you failed right at the beginning of the test. So that's a disadvantage. Also a disadvantage is you're going to get people watching you, instructors, and you're going to get learner drivers and posh on both sides of you. So that's a disadvantage. And also there's one other thing I said: most of the time you're going to get a beginner test. If they choose another manoeuvre and they can't get a manoeuvre done on the test, then they're going to ask this at the end of the test. So you could have been driving for 38 minutes, driving the test centre, and say just slow down here, and then they ask you to the manoeuvre. And the disadvantage of that is it's right at the end of the test, a bit more pressure sometimes, and you've got learners coming in as you're reversing in, so that's a disadvantage. We're going to do a parallel park, and like I said at the beginning, if you want to see a step-by-step of this manoeuvre, then I'm going to put it in the description below, or it's going to be in the top there as a card, so you can watch that. That'll help you. And we're going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of this parallel park manoeuvre. So the advantages is you've been driving for maybe 5 minutes or 20 minutes, so at that point you'll be warmed up and you'll be focused about it more. And they tend to be on quiet roads. Not all the time, I have to say. So it could be on a quiet road. That's an advantage straight away. Pop it in reverse. Now, one of the disadvantages is, because you're on a public road, there's possibility you're going to encounter more people and idiot drivers who try going round you when they shouldn't be. So be prepared for that. That's a disadvantage. And if you've not been driving so well, it's like this person there, she's not giving me a chance. She's in a rush. But when they start moving, you just got to stop. And then you carry on. See, she's in a rush to get past all the time. And that's what you've got to say is, when you've got drivers like that, you just got to be wary of them. So that's a disadvantage, because she's kept pulling forward all the time then, not giving me a chance. So I'm slowing down, looking at her, and as soon as she's got a gap, she's moving, I'm stopping. Okay, so I kind of slowed right down, kept my eye on her. If she kept coming really close, I'd definitely stop. So that's a disadvantage. And like I say then, it's one of the things where on the road, don't trust anyone. you might even get a busy road, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a quiet road. So it's a quiet road, but watch out for the drivers. And if you've not been driving very well prior to that, then you're not going to look forward to your manoeuvres as a disadvantage straight away. So you work out, you tell me what you think is a disadvantage or an advantage on each manoeuvre. You tell me which manoeuvre you prefer for the driving test. Okay, take care, see you next time.